All right, it's time to look at chapter 27. Moreover, Job continued his parable and said, As God liveth, who hath taken away my judgment, and the Almighty who hath vexed my soul? I thought this was awkward phrasing from our perspective, or maybe just mine. Who hath taken away my judgment? I didn't understand. Is God taking away his ability to discern? So I consulted the Geneva Study Bible, and the way that it translates it into our speech is, He has so sore afflicted me that men cannot judge my uprightness, for they judge only by outward signs. So the idea here is that people cannot judge him correctly. Job, that is. Verse 3, All the while my breath is in me, and the Spirit of God is in my nostrils. My lips shall not speak wickedness, nor my tongue utter deceit. God forbid that I should justify you. Till I die, I will not remove my integrity from me. So the pulpit commentary says, God forbid that I should justify you. I allow that you have been right all along, and that I have drawn these judgments down upon me by secret sins. Till I die, I will. Makes sense. It becomes obvious once you read that. Verse 6, My righteousness I hold fast and will not let it go. My heart shall not reproach me so long as I live. Let mine enemy be as the wicked, and he that rises up against me as the unrighteous. For what is the hope of the hypocrite, though he hath gained when God taketh away his soul? Will God hear his cry when trouble cometh upon him? Will he delight himself in the Almighty? Will he always call upon God? Verse 11, I will teach you by the hand of God that which is with the Almighty will I not conceal. Again, I thought this was awkward phrasing from our perspective. Perhaps everybody intuitively understood this once upon a time. Again, I consulted the Geneva Study Bible just because it's the most concise. It was there were just so many different takes on this that were like pages long, and I was like, we need to get through this. So they translate it as, that is what God reserves for himself, and of which he gives not knowledge to all. So I think the idea here is that not everyone can grasp the things that Job has grasped about the true nature of God. That's my understanding. So he has to remind them, and he's going to remind them. Verse 12, Behold, all ye yourselves have seen it. Why then are ye thus altogether vain? This is the portion of a wicked man with God, and the heritage of oppressors, which they shall receive of the Almighty. If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword, and his offspring shall not be satisfied with bread. Those that remain of him shall be buried in death, and his widows shall not weep. Though he heap up silver as the dust, and prepare raiment as the clay. He may prepare it, but the just shall put it on, and the innocent shall divide the silver. So it's all going to fall to the good guys eventually. He buildeth his house as a moth, and as a booth that the keeper maketh. The rich man shall lie down, but he shall not be gathered. He openeth his eyes, and he is not. Terrors take hold on him as waters. A tempest stealeth him away in the night. The east wind carrieth him away, and he departeth. And as a storm hurleth him out of his place. For God shall cast upon him and not spare. He would fain flee out of his hand. So the wicked may prosper for a short period of time, according to Job, but they're going to get it. They're really going to fear death. Verse 23, Men shall clap their hands at him, and shall hiss him out of his place. I'll close. I consulted Matthew Henry's concise commentary. I thought it was poetic, so I'll just close with that. This is for verses 11 through 23 of chapter 27. Job's friends on the same subject spoke of the misery of wicked men before death as proportioned to their crimes. Job considered that if it were not so, still the consequences of their death would be dreadful. Job undertook to set this matter in a true light. Death to a godly man is like a fair gale of wind to convey him to the heavenly country. But to a wicked man, it is like a storm that hurries him away to destruction. While he lived, he had the benefit of sparing mercy. But now the day of God's patience is over, and he will pour out upon him his wrath. When God casts down a man, there is no flying from nor bearing up under his anger. Those who will not now flee to the arms of divine grace, which are stretched out to receive them, will not be able to flee from the arms of divine wrath, which will shortly be stretched out to destroy them. And what is a man profited if he gain the whole world and thus lose his soul?